not a game. This is not a job. This is what we do. We do it because we love it. We do it because we got heart and soul. We've been doing this for decades. Spitting straight knowledge. Ether Gamer Radio. Let's go.
What is up? It's X Priest back again. Show 47. What's up, fellas?
What's happening? It's Soul Acoustic in the building.
Yo, and it's Baloo. I'm back.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Broke Gamer. We're all here today.
Oh yeah, got the whole crew. That's good. That's good.
That's Scallywags.
So, what have you guys been up to? Like Baloo, you've been on hiatus, like visiting kinfolk. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, funerals and things and huffalumps and woozles and things of that nature. But I'm good. I'm back. There's a lot of stuff that's happened since I've been huffalumps and woozles.
Okay, so
I had a good time listening to you guys' show and getting that super saucy deliciousness of the review of God of War.
Oh yeah.
Preview,
just a preview. But like, man, that game is wild for the night. We might have to do a double up on our actual review for that, me and Soul.
Yeah.
since you guys aren't in the PS realm.
It made me want to go get
on Team
PS.
PlayStation.
Oh,
Team PlayStation.
Wait, go ahead.
I was mad. I didn't have a PS. I'm like, that's not fair. I can't be hearing all this and wanting to go get the system. That's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, man. It is. If I were you, I would have grabbed the God of War edition, because if I didn't have that Pro already, I would have definitely grabbed the God of War edition. People are hating on it and everything. You know who you are, you haters, on the actual look of the console.
Haterade.
It's all good. But yeah, I would have grabbed that, homie.
I don't know what there's not to like about the way that the new console looks, the one for the God of War edition. I think it looks great.
Yeah, me too. People were like, oh, I don't like the little scrolling on, from his axe and all that stuff.
People always got something to say. That's the problem.
Contrarians, all of them.
Yeah.
Go back to your holes, guys. We don't need that.
And this is coming from a Xbox fanboy over here.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Pro gamer.
I'm a fanboy of video games. I just work with what I got.
It's okay. It's all right. It's okay, Microsoft.
Yeah, exactly, Greenie. Because I don't see you're a Sony console.
Ooh.
So
Shots fired.
But it's all good. But no, the game is amazing. But we'll get more into that. But Bro Gamer, what you been doing all week? Anything special?
Yeah, dude, I've been busy. Since the last time that we did the show together, I missed out because I was out in the woods looking for deals.
Yeah, you were doing true life God of War things. You were throwing axes at trees and all
Man,
that good
I
stuff.
bent my machete trying to chop this piece of wood that was way too hard. I got to go back to wherever I got that from and tell them that was a defective machete.
Oh, dang.
wow.
That's hard body karate, man. What is this? Forged by fire? Like, what's happening?
Hey, this was Gerber,
He's
man.
doing Naked and Afraid.
Right? I was talking to a friend about that, and I was like, I could do it. I just need a knife and I need a can to boil some water. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Dang. Hard body
A little
karate.
intestinal fortitude. Never hurt nobody.
All these fake knives out there, we don't have no real Smiths out in the world these days, whatever, far and few between. You really have to, this becomes hard times, whatever. The electronics are gone and your knives are breaking. Like, man, what is up? Can anybody do
That is
anything?
going to be a time
old
where it's
school?
going to hurt, man. When
Yeah.
we have just like terrible pressed manufactured knives that don't really work. They just look nice.
Exactly. Yep. I've been watching the Forged in Fire competition. It's actually Forged in Fire. You make the bladesmith or whatever, and then you do all that, drama.
Test
but
it
then
out.
There's a new show. I forgot the name of it, but it's right after Forged by Fires. That name is in it. But they actually take their knives and they have to like do these particular skills to get through whatever they're doing or whatever. But it's pretty cool. You guys should check it out. But
Nice.
I haven't been doing nothing all week. Just trying to get ready to see this new movie.
Ooh.
The Marvel
What
Extravaganza.
Oh,
Going
yeah.
tomorrow at 2:15.
Oh, nice.
Bought my
nice.
tickets a couple months ago.
I'm still looking maybe tonight or tomorrow. I'm not
going
sure
tonight.
yet.
Hard body
They're sold out,
karate.
bro. They're sold out.
I'll be
in the-
going-
I have my ways.
I'll be going a month later.
He said a month later. Soul's gonna like.
Can you see Black Panther first, please, Soul?
I already saw it pimping.
Yes.
I did get a email from which I should just. It's a really small email, so I don't want to put it into our whole email fans thing. But I was asking, did you guys see it, and why haven't you talked about it? And referring to Black Panther, I was like, we all did see it, but we haven't had a show where we're all together on it, so that's why that hasn't happened. But hopefully, maybe we'll get into it on this show.
Yeah,
We'll see. We'll see.
it.
So you've been up to anything? You're finally in your house now?
Yeah, I'm at my new house now.
Yay.
Just unpacking and setting stuff up. Got a nice 65-inch LG OLED. Loving it.
Nice.
So
Good job, buddy. Good job.
yeah, it's just enjoying life,
Nice. Sounds good.
Yes.
All that Dolby Vision deliciousness.
Ooh.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right. Well, let's go ahead and hit the fans with that show bumper so they can know where to listen, know how to subscribe, and all those good things. All right. We'll be back.
Check us out on Twitter at ethergamerradio. It's always going down on our Facebook fan page, ethergamerradio. Subscribe on iTunes to stay up to date with our shows. You'll get them delivered right to your phone. Hit us up at Ethergamer Radio Hotline, 916-877-5745. Leave us a blast out, and we'll air it on the show. Let's go. What you been playing?
And it's time for what you've been playing. Well, I might as well go first because there's only one game I've been playing, and that's God of War.
That's it?
Yes. I take that back. I played a little bit of Detroit Becoming Human, just a little bit, just a little bit of demo. I just a taste, but I was like, man, I'm not. It takes too much time to get what I need to do and want to do. So I'm going back to God of War, and I'll play this demo because it's not a time demo. I'll play it because I'm not getting the game. But stay tuned. But God of War is amazing. We talked about it in the preview. We will do a review when it's time, when we really have touched its soul. And
Jesus,
because that game is so freaking amazing. I'm hearing crazy reviews out there and seeing crazy reviews. So you sent a crazy ass review by a person that I'm not even going to mention.
I was pissed
just for clickbait and just to try to rile people up. That's why I'm not mentioning the person's name or the site. But no, the game is freaking amazing. It's hard as shit. Don't get it twisted. But you should definitely check it out. You should definitely play it. And if you're not about that life, that God of War life, go ahead and knock that down to easy, just the storytelling. And you'll have it'll still be hard, but you'll have probably a better experience. You won't get so frustrated. But that's what I've been playing. Who's next?
I'll go next. I've been playing God of War as well, obviously, because I was on the pre-review there. And Priest already said it all, so I won't go into that too much anymore. But since I've got my new TV, I've just been trying stuff out, just trying to calibrate it, which I must say, those LG OLEDs out of the box, you don't have to do too much calibration. But anyway, I just been playing Street Fighter 5 as well, which is pretty fun. So I've been enjoying it, having a good time. What about you, Blue?
Yo, I actually downloaded. I was trying to see some of the stuff on the Xbox Game Pass. So I want to start playing Hue. It looked like a little something that was interesting and kind of like reminds me of one of those. I can't remember the name of the title, but it was like the black and white title where the little boy would just kind of run, walk around that one. Yep. Limbo.
Big fan of that game.
Yeah, I love that one too, and it reminded me of that. So I was like, let me see what this Hue is about. It's very similar. So that's something that I'm rearing up. I just downloaded this morning, so I'll be playing that one.
Now, is that the one that has the little girl with the yellow raincoat, or is that a different one I'm thinking of?
That's a different one. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, because it's along the same lines.
Yeah, that sounds like I don't know why I like some games like that. They seem hard and they may frustrate me, but I'm not that avid. What?
No, I'm glad you're actually playing and get into that life or whatever. A little bit something that's hard because those games are not easy and they're meticulous and they have strategy to them and puzzle solving and all that stuff. So I'm proud of you, man. Definitely.
Dude, sounds to me like you're getting into that indie game life. Come over.
I know, right?
Side. $20 a game.
No, too many AAAs, baby, this year. Don't fall for it.
Come on, you guys don't sleep on those cheap games.
You guys are inspiring me, and especially kind of getting into where we're going and what's coming out. It's getting exciting. The new and the other thing I was kind of playing, not necessarily the game, but just the new update in the Xbox. You know, so the new update was opening up some new features with calibration. Well, not necessarily calibration, but sort of resolution. And I was trying to figure that whole thing out where they're adding like the 120 hertz motion. But I was a little curious, and maybe you guys can help me, even though I'm kind of the guru, supposedly. Mine was blacked out. So is this for the 120 hertz? Was it the motion sampling that you can do now? Mine is blacked out on my 4K TV. So is it just for the Xbox One?
Oh,
yeah, your TV has to be able to accept that refresh rate. But go ahead, bro.
Oh, I was gonna say that I think that's specific to the 1440, not the 4K. Okay. Yeah, because I was looking at that, and 4K is still just way too hard for 120, so they're not going to get there yet. So it's I think it's for 1440.
That makes sense,
which is what they added. They added that to the for people who don't have 4K TVs but still want to squeeze more juice out of their system.
That makes a lot of sense because I was looking for the resolution. I'm like, mine doesn't have 1440. Then I was like, well, duh, mine's 4K. 1440 is less than 4K. So I'm like, that's for the people who need to upsample. So that makes sense.
Yep.
So I had a little fun with that, and I'm glad to see that things are moving in the right direction.
Nice, nice. Okay, what about you, bro?
Me, man, I've been busy. I mean, it's been 2 weeks since I've talked to you guys, so I've just been trying to stay on top of all these games that I've been getting. But I got into that beta that I shouted out like the second episode that I was on the show for the Magic the Gathering Arena, and I streamed a few episodes of that. I got some time in on that. I'm just getting my cakes whooped, but that's okay. I got no cards. But it's I'm having fun. That's the thing, is that it's a completely different meta. It's a very fast-paced game. They've got timers on you. There you can't really take the time to talk trash because all that you get to do is just to click like a few emotes, and that's it. And so I've just been working on my basics, and I saw that they put a new update for the newest set of cards that are going to come out for it, and they're going to add a new game mode called drafting, which it uses basically just luck and skill. There's no showing up with something you already built that was on the internet. We call those net decks, where you go online, go, this one's been getting wins left and right. Let's build this one and run with this one. No, you just do it on the fly. So I like that kind of gameplay, and it's been good. Okay. I also got a copy of Far Cry 5 gifted to me by my friend Ryan. Nice. So I wanted to shout him out and say thanks, Ryan. Yeah, so he was all like, I appreciate what you're doing. I like the show. I've been getting a lot of compliments on the show, so it's just I'm excited that people are listening and they like what we're doing here.
Oh, definitely.
And yeah, what was that?
No, I said definitely.
Oh yeah, sorry. So yeah, it's so great. And so yeah, he said, I'll get you the game, and I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, you can wait, so it's not like a big deal or anything. It'll be cheaper. And he's like, no, I want you to get it right now. We're gonna go through it. We're gonna play it together. And I'm like, all right, cool, dude.
Nice. No, that's a homie. That's awesome. That's what I'm talking about.
Shout out to Ryan
hooking it up.
Old school.
That's dope. Very cool.
And then Night in the Woods and Rise of the Tomb Raider. I talked on those already, but I'm still trying to get through them.
Oh yeah, I haven't finished Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Hey, I saw that Rise of the Tomb Raider is on Game Pass, so get it. Blue, you got that Game Pass.
I did. I saw it today, actually. I think that I was downloading 3 games this morning. I think that's one of them. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Prioritize that one. That one is a Hollywood movie in itself, man.
Yeah, but if you haven't tried that game, it's amazing, stunning.
I haven't tried it yet, but it was very cool to watch all the behind the scenes and all the, people that are involved in it. Like the guy from, that Chuck show? He was kind of like going around interviewing all the people in that motion caption room, and the actress the actress who's playing Tomb Raider, she's one of the nurses or doctors on Grey's Anatomy. And I'm like, whoa! I thought that was really cool, and they just talked about how her crying scenes, like she's really doing the as if you were filming a movie. They were talking about how there were some parts where she had some serious tears and crying, where the staff went to go comfort her. Is like, are you okay? And she was just doing her part, And I'm like, this is gonna be legit.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
because what I've noticed what they do with the motion capturing is because there's 2 ways that they're doing it. One way is where they have the thing on their face and they map everything out and it looks like really realistic, like in Tomb Raider. Or one of my complaints from Detroit Become Human is that their faces move a little weird. We're getting in that uncanny valley when it comes to the way that the android's mouth moves when he's about to get that little girl. So it's just like there's a difference. There's from the way that one group is doing it to the other one.
But Bro Gamer, don't ever miss the point that they might have that. They might be doing that on purpose based upon he's an android. So
for sure.
So when it comes to when it comes to stuff like that or whatever, what the vision of the director who's making the game, that might be something that he has like that on purpose to distinguish the humans. Now, if you're seeing it from the regular NPCs that are supposed to be humans, could be one thing to look for. But
I'll have to look again. But yeah, that is a really good point.
Yeah, but the mocap in God of War, dude, if you have not seen that, go back and watch the videos of that or whatever. It's freaking amazing. And again, even Last of Us, I mean, all that stuff, whatever, mocap, the way they're taking acting into actual video gameplay or whatever, is just freaking stunning. It's man, the future is
it's really cool to see.
Bright.
It's huge.
Exactly. Anything else from anyone else on what you've been playing?
No, I'm feeling pretty good about what we got out there.
Yes. Okay, let's move on to gaming news.
Gaming news. Creepers Jeepers. No, this is Trump's video game roundtable. Folks, this is some serious news, at least in our community and what we're concerned with. So this is in regards to President Donald Trump's administration hosting a roundtable meeting to discuss the subject of violence in video games. All right. No, we're not talking Game of Thrones. We're talking violence in video games, their effects on young players. All right. It's brought together various representatives from the video game industry. This is huge, including the heads of ESA, ESRB, and Take-Two, as well as lawmakers, okay, and individuals who have assigned blame for violent incidences to video games in the past. We've talked about this on our show before, but this stuff is getting real. Although it was closed in the press as it happened, here's what we've since learned about their discussions. The White House has yet to comment on the meeting in lieu of an official transcript that is out. We only have after the fact comments and a Washington Post report to clue us in. And I'm not talking about Post, a movie. Maybe they'll make a movie about it later. This is what we talked about. Trump apparently started the meeting by showing off video of an unspecified violent game, which has since been released on YouTube. It shows particularly violent context-free moments from Fallout 4, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, the infamous Russian scene, and The Evil Within, among others. You can watch it. There's links out there. Click it, and I definitely want you guys to do that. According to the report, I'll make it quick, there were calls for those in the meeting, including Media Research Council President Brent Bozell, for much tougher regulations that would treat games like, get this, folks, tobacco and liquor.
That's crazy.
Wow. Yeah. In a statement released on Twitter after the meeting, Representative Vicky Hartzler, a Republican from Missouri, the Show Me State, said that she believes in an all-encompassing approach in that discussions should not be limited to just video games. She called for similar meetings to be held with members of the movie industry, adding, today's meeting was an opportunity to learn and hear from different sides of violence in schools. I believe significant progress was made today. And my hope is that we can build on the progress in the future. Video games often take the blame of times like this, as we all know. But whether any of this talk results in real legislation will remain to be seen. Drafting laws is a challenging process, as we know. And without a convincing scientific argument, it may prove difficult to pass a bill. One thing is for sure, though. This is unlikely to be the last time we see politicians pursue this path. What do you think, fellas?
Go ahead, bro.
Garbage. What is this garbage I'm hearing?
Trash.
Listen, guys. Violent video games do not make you a violent person if you understand that you are playing a game that is a simulation of something that is happening. It doesn't mean that you're preparing or training to do something like this. The way that I'm going to lay this out is that people develop paraphilias, or I guess if we're going to keep it PG, fetishes from...
Watch it there, Broke.
From basically not opening up the valve to the things that are kind of like dark and repressed. And so what ends up happening is they come out as paraphilias. The same thing happens to people who don't have a way to explore the violent tendencies, because guess what, guys? Everybody has them, and we try to push them away like we don't. And instead of living next to that side of yourself and understanding where it comes from a time before where we used to have to fight to survive. It's still there. It's not gone.
Okay, yeah, but in a sense, okay, bro. But in the sense of having violent tendencies, violent tendencies of rage or exacting violence and hurtfulness on others is a difference between being pissed off because I got stopped in traffic, which people who do have those type of rage or whatever are they have issues. They need to seek, some medical attention or psychiatric help for those particular
what's
rage
interesting
moments.
about road rage is that it usually comes from the fact that we are extremely aware of our own mortalities when we are inside of a flying hunk of metal powered by explosions. And it usually puts you on edge to be around all of those people who as well are inside of flying hunks of metal powered by explosions.
That's an interesting way of putting that, to be honest with you.
That's what's
I know, I'm not trying to
inside
creep
of a
you out,
motor,
but that's how I live, guys. That's how I look at things.
Yeah,
That's legit.
For real. That should be it. But as far as legislation on video games and violent video games, be it they try to come from movies, be it they try to come from video games, it is just entertainment at the end of the day. I mean,
yes.
if you are a person with whatever violent tendencies and you get your little kicks off of Route 26 by playing that video game, then so be it. Whatever. I'd rather you play a video game and take that rage out on that than take it out on actual human or a dog or animal or anybody for that matter. So again, I believe Trump is probably the first president to actually hold a meeting with the heads of different video game companies to talk about video game violence. So that is a good thing in the sense of a talk and to make sure and to see from having medical professionals in this meeting, which I hope they did have, to sit and say this is not conducive, because all the studies I've seen shows that video games does not cause violence, nor does movies and nor does music. But again, when somebody has a mental issue, anything can spark or cause that person to be sent into a rage or to act out what they see, either be it a movie or be it a video game. And
Correct.
Those are mental issues. And
Yes.
we should, look more into people seeking help that have mental issues. So,
And that's, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Brooke. What were you saying?
Yeah, I was saying, and that just it stems into other parts of our life, because the thing is that you have to look at all of this stuff as connected. I know it's a super hot button issue right now, but gun control is the same thing too. It's just you have to be aware of what is driving people to those dark places to do those dark things and to take the lives of people who just don't deserve it. What is it that's making them do that? And usually it's some sort of mental destabilization. They're not getting the help that they need. They feel ignored. They lack community. They lack a sense of purpose. There's so many things that you need to be able to feel right about yourself. And if you're not getting it, a lot of bad things can start happening, especially if you're by yourself and you're just in a feedback loop in your own head.
yeah.
Well, I was going to say, especially talking about the NRA type of deal. Well, so my question is for you guys. Is the gaming industry going to stand for that? So if it does try to move somewhere, are they going to rebel and fight against it, just like, say, gun control people do for their stuff? Or are we going to have because we're backed by a lot of money as well?
Oh,
well,
definitely.
what's interesting
It's a
is
First
that the
Amendment
gaming
issue.
industry is so wide. It covers so many different categories.
Yeah, but it's also a First Amendment issue to be able to put out things, whatever that you want. Again, this is not, this is not knowingly hurting anybody. This is something that is fiction. This is something that is, for entertainment purposes. And to me, again, this is the least of Trump's issues, the president.
Yeah.
But he definitely should focus on other things other than video games. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I don't know if anybody does, as far as why people walk into a school and shoot, massive amount of people just because, for whatever reason, they woke up that day or dreamt or slept about it or, whatever else. Because we definitely want to, to take those people out of society or get them help or do whatever's needed. But again, I still, as long as I've been playing video games, I am not tying this into that type of gun violence or violence in general to be tied into video games. The story that Blue told a couple of episodes back about a guy attacking, whether it's his grandmother or mother.
Yeah,
I think it was his
grandmother.
mother, I believe.
Oh, was it mother? Oh.
Yeah, he could have a rage problem regardless if he was sitting there, knitting, and she, told him to stop and do whatever and go do whatever.
Right.
He might have had stuck her with the freaking knitting pin. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just don't know what people's, what's in their brain. And hopefully the parents are actually the ones looking at this situation. And if they're noticing issues with their kids, they actually, are trying to get them help. And same with loved ones, boyfriend and girlfriends, wives and, the such or whatever. If they notice an issue while a person is sitting there raging while playing a video game, and that is a temper issue. That is that probably needs to be, someone needs to see that person for that. That's how I feel about it.
And we could tie that subject off with 1, 2, Trump is coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door. 5, 6, grab your Nintendo Switch. 7, 8, gonna stay up late. 9, 10, never play again.
Yeah, let's make sure.
What do we got next, boys?
Make sure that doesn't happen. Let's keep him in the nightmares.
Yes.
Yo, it's Broke Gamer. Check us out on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever else you get your podcasts from. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and hit us up at ethergamerradio@gmail.com.
Call of Duty. What's up? That's my world right there. What we got in Call of Duty, boys?
Okay, this is a perfect one for you, Blue. Actually,
I know. This is going to be interesting, because the whole idea of Black Ops. Here's the announcement: Call of Duty 4, Black Ops 4 will not have a traditional single player campaign. So, for me, I'm not a campaign player. Mm-hmm. I know there are a lot of people who are, and you probably get a benefit from playing the campaign. Broke, I think, as a campaign player. I maybe wish I was a campaign player, but I just
it hurts to hear that.
Yeah, I go straight for the multiplayer, and I'm not saying I'm the better for it, but
but I know that's who they're making the games for. I think they're just throwing that in there to make it more relevant.
Okay, wait, let's emphasize that a little bit here. That's who they started making the games for. When Call of Duty first came out, it was a single player title, and they said, how can we add longevity to this title? That's when they added the multiplayer just to draw people in, keep them playing their title or whatever, and coming out one every year. Then they saw, like, wait a minute, people are playing more multiplayer. Exactly. And then so the game transitioned more for a multiplayer title than a single player title.
And what's happening is Polygon is reporting from multiple sources that Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which is coming out October 12th, will not have a traditional single-player campaign like the previous titles. Activision has declared to comment on the report, which leaves a little something to be said. The website sources said that during development, it was believed that a single player could not be completed by October release date, which itself is a change from the traditional November timeframe that we all know and look forward to when we buy our Call of Duty titles, right? One source told Polygon that developer Treyarch has since focused on multiplayer and the series zombie mode, which the belief that co-op in Black Ops 4 could fill in for missing the single-player game. So furthermore, Call of Duty's website, Charlie Intel, has heard a rumor that Activision studio Raven Software is working on a Battle Royale mode for the game to further bolster the game's content.
Man, come on.
So
stay in your lane. Stop stealing people's stuff. Jesus.
It's not even a stealing thing. It's just a popular type of game. It'd be like if you got mad that somebody made a different version of Checkers.
Not to let PUBG people with all those lawsuits out there, talk about it, because they're trying to sue everybody who's even doing any type of PUBG style.
They want theirs. They want theirs.
Yeah.
Other haters. Well, May 17th, folks, that's going to be the kind of the tell-all, if you will, or a nice little insight, because Activision is revealing Call of Duty Black Ops 4 at a community event on May 17th. So that's coming up.
Yeah, to me, I've only played Call of Duty titles because of the single player, because I'm not a big multiplayer, because again, I came from the PC, I came from the whole Counter-Strike back in the days, and I'm really not into it that much anymore as far as multiplayer, because again, that was, I was into Destiny realm when it came to multiplayer, but I did like the single players. I did like what they did in that whole Michael Bay type, you know, atmosphere or whatever when it came to the single player. That was my Michael Bay budget for the year.
Yeah.
When it came to video games, I can always get that from them. And to see that they're now incorporating, what is it? Modern Warfare 2 campaign, remake or whatever into this title to buy the time until the single player is finished. Because again, they're supposedly still working on it. It just, I don't know if it's new tech. I don't know if it's new stuff that they're adding to the title or what. Or they just couldn't get it out in that time frame from what, you know, the Blue had read. But at the end of the day, it's just a title that I'm not going to purchase because it has no single player. So I'm good. Takes one off the list.
Yeah, this may interest our man Soul a little bit, you know, talking about the Switch. So Dark Souls remastered for the Switch has been delayed. I don't know how you feel about that, Soul, but Bandai Namco has announced, or Bandai, I don't know how you say it, but has announced that Dark Souls is remastered and being delayed from its original May 25th release date to an unspecified time that the press release says is late summer. So
yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm just waiting for Super Smash Brothers on the Switch. So.
Yeah, buddy.
That's it.
That's what's
it's all I got for that piece of note there. So
and that they say is all.
Yeah.
Electronics Arts.
Wait, no. Wait, pause. Let's hold up.
Get your Switch in. Get your Switch.
Back up. On the Dark Souls thing, they're actually having problems with this game because of the hardware. I guess demos of it was running like very bad because they're trying to do a lot, you know, with the title. So it wasn't running that great. So I'm curious to, and the same that's happening with, what is it? Doom? Is it Doom? Or was it Wolfenstein 2?
Wolfenstein.
It's looking really bad
rough
on the Switch.
Those games shouldn't be on the Switch though.
That's what I think too.
No, I mean, I understand like people want to be able to have that playability as far as sitting on their couch and jamming, or, you know, being on a road trip or on a plane or whatever, and be able to play these AAA titles. But unfortunately, these titles are not for that. They were never meant to be on a handheld device, and the Switch is a handheld device.
Exactly, and you know, the PS Vita was more powerful than the Switch as far as
really?
No. Wait, hang on. I'm not sure about now because I haven't looked at the numbers and as far as what processors are being used. But I'm purely talking about when it first came out, it was actually touted as a mini console.
Yeah,
and they were putting third-party titles on the PSP. And the thing about it is they were still having a hard time with that. And that's their world. You know what I'm saying? As far as Sony or whatever and their first party titles and all that stuff, you know, just God of Wars that were only released on the PSP. But Nintendo, that's not their game. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they want to incorporate the third party companies and all that. And the third party companies like, yeah, it's one of the biggest selling consoles or whatever, you know, within the last 10 years. We want to make a game for it. No, then make a game that's for Switch. You know what I'm saying? Make something out of the box. Make something new. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to rehash and resell old titles or whatever on this system. You know, get inventive with the techniques and the aspects of what that system has to utilize it and make it more interactive for people or whatever, and be like, oh, this is some new type of stuff, whatever. You might even sell more doing that than doing your rehashed titles. That's all I'm saying.
Like, seriously, what is up with that? Why are they funneling all of these old titles into the Switch? It's like the recycle console.
Was it Terrell or was it somebody said, but it's straight cash, homie.
Man,
somebody coined that phrase.
It's so apparent, dude. It steps on the gaming community.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who only use the Switch, and I get it, but that's not where you want to go for your AAA titles. That's where you go for your quirky, cool Nintendo games.
Exactly. Or the quirky, cool Nintendo games that the third parties make.
Yeah.
That's what you
cool
want to
too.
do. Yeah, exactly. All right, just wanted to get that in there.
No, it was good. I'll come back to the EA, but the other one that I was kind of talking about, and you guys might want to jump in, is the BioWare, because I know we've been the BioWare is focusing on a story for Anthem after failing of Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah.
So some juicy here. It says we must stay focused on the importance of the world, character, and storytelling elements, and that's by Alex. BioWare will focus on delivering an engaging story, world, and character in Anthem, particularly following the failings of Mass Effect Andromeda and its lack of story DLC. In a recent blog post, the studio's general manager, Casey Hudson, discussed how BioWare will learn from their mistakes, and this seems to be a current theme, guys, And that'll touch bases with my EA stuff. But they've learned from their mistakes that is made in the last Mass Effect title. Hudson touched on how the developer failed to deliver a story DLC about the unresolved plot of the missing Quarium arc, saying that this is something the studio needs to avoid moving forward. So, I mean, you guys, what did you guys think?
No, I think they're on point. I think EA has, you talk about a company that had a come to Jesus moment. It's EA when it comes to loot crates, when it comes to story and video games and how to treat developers, because they're the publisher. I think they did a 360, man. I really gotta go ahead and give them a little soft clap. Because we're not sure how far it's going to go.
I wouldn't give them nothing.
I'm definitely going to give them that because
they put out some words in a post.
No, it's all about the proof is in the pudding for sure. That's why they get a soft golf clap. But what I'm saying is they are actually saying and doing whatever as far as the companies. The game that me and you played, from the developer.
Yeah, A Way Out.
A Way Out or whatever. They treated that company great. They did let him, basically take the majority of the funds, whatever that was made off of that game, whatever. He's already into, telling his next story and all that good stuff. So EA is putting their money where their mouth is. They lost a crap ton of money through this whole process with loot crates. Now, also, whatever, there's laws in other countries that have already passed that has made loot crate as far as when it, not just from cosmetic purposes,
play to win,
but when it's a play to win thing,
yes,
they've actually implemented it now to where that is illegal. So these games would have to be monetized to where they're only country specific opposed to releasing the same titles, because you can't just flat out release a game. It may not be here in the United States, but it may be here, in another country. Right. You have those same issues. So they're just going to me, pull that stuff out totally. It's only going to be for cosmetic purposes, because the number one selling game of all time as far as making money is GTA 5, and that's all cosmetic, and they've made a crap ton of money.
It's true. It's definitely true.
So Anthem is going to be awesome. Again, what the developer does from their standpoint, if they crap out on the game and don't tell a good story and don't implement certain things they need to, which they said they will, because they learned from Mass Effect, it's not going to be on EA. It's going to be strictly due to the skills and the talent and the software. And also, EA, it was touted that EA, people were saying that EA was forcing companies to use the software that EA uses for a lot of their stuff. It starts with the S. Crap. Can't believe I forgot that. But anyways, forcing them to use a particular type of software to develop games for, which is not true also.
Crytek? Or no, not Crytek.
Not Crytek. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Frostbite.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was inside of the some of the DICE games, the ones that came out with DICE. That was Frostbite engine.
Yeah. So
but one thing that I'll say is that EA had a moment where it thought that it could get away with selling us polished turds, and that's not working.
For sure. Not even a question.
Boo-boo sticks.
That was a good one.
But hey, if you don't have Battlefront now, I'm telling you to go out and get it. One, it's at a great price. Two, everything has been removed that had issues with it. Again, if you like the game for the game, if you like it for what the developer did, as far as just the stylized, whatever's in the game from Star Wars, then it is what it is. But it has nothing to do with Timmy scored these kills, whatever, and he doesn't, it doesn't show that he actually scored these kills, and the person that was sitting back and doing nothing, whatever, he got the same amount of kills as Timmy. All that stuff is gone.
We'd like to thank our listeners from Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Now back to the show.
Destiny 2.
No.
There's an update. Oh.
No, keep it.
I mean, we've never talked about Destiny 2 on our show, so I don't know.
He's hating a little bit too hard. It's like that ex that was treating him really right, but then did that one thing or whatever, and he's like, no, I can't have
one
that.
job.
I can't have that. So, and he's just
Destiny 2 update, fellas. Roadmap released. Warmind DLC coming May 8th.
It looks like the same crap.
I like the we'll let Soul go first. Go ahead, Soul.
It looks like the same trash that's just recycled trash. It went to the dump. They recycled it. They put it in the recycled thing, and they gave it back to you.
We got to get count 0900 on here.
They said here it is formed a little differently, but it's the same trash you gave us.
Are you trying to say they're trying to form turds?
Yes, they're forming and polishing
So did they
turds and
partner up with
returning
waste
them to us.
management?
No, but I mean, seriously, on a serious note, I watched a little bit of the live stream stuff. I didn't see anything that excited me. I didn't see anything that said, "Oh, hey, Soul, come play this game again." It was just like the same stuff. The new enemy in the Warmind is the Hive, but frozen. So maybe they're just a little different. They got little Michael Jackson moves or something. I don't know what's going on.
Do you feel the hate coming off of him?
They have some guns or whatever.
Palpable.
The guns are just like whatever. There's not like the guns aren't like, oh my god, like all they did was reskin the fourth horseman and add a little melee attribute to it to where when you melee them and then you shoot them, then it does more extra damage. It's just like the same stuff. They're like the problem is, and your priest is talking about hate and all this and whatnot, but play a game like God of War. And then go play Destiny 2 and tell me
totally
what the difference. That's what I'm saying.
Totally different game
No,
style.
it's not no hate. I'm just being straight up. God of War is a game experience.
Okay.
Destiny is a game, like a little, like, it's like an arcade game.
Okay, now, so let me go. Let me go ahead and pause yourself for a second there, son. Let me hit you with this. Okay. God of War is an epic masterpiece that's been done over the last 7 years that was revamped and thought and, all that stuff and all that good stuff. Destiny 2 was a game that was rushed. Destiny 2 was really Destiny 1.5 that I don't know who talked who into rolling it into 2, but you can tell that occurred.
Just sounds like you're proving my point.
No, I'm just telling you about Destiny 2.
Okay, cool.
They, like EA, have saw the errors of their ways, which Destiny definitely has, Bungie has, but they've always tried to incrementally fix small little issues opposed to they can't stop and then take the time to revamp the whole game and one whole fell swoop.
They could if they cared about their fans.
No, the fans would be pissed because it is a living and breathing organism. It is an online game that is continuous. So they cannot bring down the servers. They have to take things in steps and waves or whatever and programming because of the way the game is designed. That is the issue with Destiny. And they are making those, those fixes or whatever. That's why they had to pump their brakes because the small increments they were making with the DLC and the changes weren't enough. And it was actually breaking other things in the game because how it is so interlocked, on servers. This game is not a game you just put. This game is done on servers. The servers are down. You're not playing this game. Period. This is, this is like a PC World of Warcraft style game. Period. And they're actually, on World of Warcraft, they're in the back tinkering all the time because the way they set that up, because it is a PC title, they've always been able to do that. Destiny on a console, this is the first actual living and breathing style of game like this, and if you look at other titles that are even close, they take years to fix the title and to throw it all on at one time or whatever. And if you take the Division, they actually have servers that are test servers that they work on the game while have a beta and a test server that other people can play on before things get implemented. Destiny doesn't have that, period. And I do see the changes. I do like the changes. And again, does it suck that these changes are going back to Destiny 1? No, because Destiny 1 was their bread and butter. It was a game that everybody loved. It pulled you in. Soul to this day can't tell you why he played Destiny like crazy and myself, but it just felt good and it was great. And we can't, Soul can definitely tell you why he stopped playing Destiny 2 because there's some serious issues with it, but they are revamping it. They are working on it. I do like the trailer for the new expansion. It does look interesting. I like what they're adding. And again, if you love Bungie, give it a chance. It's just an unfortunate game to where they could not, the only way they can move on from this game and do everything right, they have to kill this game and move to 3. Which they were working on 3. That's another rumor that came out over the week. And they pulled people off of 3 just to work on this DLC and try to get Destiny 2 right and then go back. To me, if they keep having these issues and you don't see the fixes and the changes, then, let's go ahead and say, okay, let's call it. They need to move on to their next title and not Destiny 3 because the sales will not be there. But I do think they will fix it. I do think Destiny 3 will be the culmination of 1 and 2, more of 1 than 2, and a whole new story and a whole new story based. They right now they have a Mass Effect issue. They have a storytelling issue that they need to get right, because again, will they look at God of War because it's a masterpiece and the storytelling and the way they implemented things? I sure in the hell would. If I worked at Bungie, I was like, wait a minute, fellas, we need to incorporate the way they're telling stories, how the dialogue is done, how the story is progressed, through the title. Or are we making a total server World of Warcraft style game to where we don't have any single player? We move totally to a Counter-Strike, a environment to where everybody's just in there. We put 50 people on a server and they could do what they want to do. You encounter somebody, you can fight with them, and if not, you keep it moving or whatever. No, they're not going to do that. They're going to stick to a single player base game with trickled in with PvP. That's my deal.
Well, they need to look at Diablo 3. I mean, it was universally hated by every Diablo 2 player until the Necromancer came out like last year.
Yeah. No, I loved that game.
Yeah, I like this.
I played it on the PC about 5 times. Well, hang on. I played it on PC about 5 times. Played it on the console about another 4 times, meaning the full story run through. And now I'm in God mode. I'm like totally omnipotent. I have like all the power. I can do anything I want to do, and I still play that game. That game is freaking amazing, dude.
What, Diablo 3 or Destiny?
Diablo 3.
Oh yeah, no, I'm still on that one too, man. I was getting into the seasons. I was doing rankings and stuff, and that's like never happened. As you know, I'm not really a competitive player, but because you're basically just racing yourself the whole time, it's not that much pressure on me.
Yeah. I mean, before the Necromancer thing, though, I've always loved.
Oh yeah, I was in before the Necro, but like once I got the Necromancer, I was like, they got it right. They did it. This is it.
I don't know. I loved it. I didn't care if when they added it or not. Yeah. It was it was like candy watching that game. The particle effects in that game, it's been transitioned to God of War, because Soul was like, what particle effects? Like, what do you always mean about particle effects? You see particle effects all throughout God of War. It's like when you were doing that fight, because I was watching you stream last week when I came back from my trip. I was watching you do that, and when you were fighting those flying dudes with the spears and the lasers, and every time you got a block on them or something, and there was just like fireflies everywhere, I was like, wow. Yeah. Or like when you were taking the canoe up to the point where that fight was gonna happen, I was like, whoa, what is up with this world? This is crazy. Exactly. It's amazing.
Really good.
It's a trip.
Really good.
That game is something else.
Yes. Unfortunately, it's we got some haters out there about it, but it's all good. Okay, next story.
Actually,
that is the next story.
That is
God of War.
Too funny.
Yeah, I mean, God of War is so interesting because it's like it's like a movie that you get to play. It's so crazy because I got to the
hang on. So the let's since this game is so freaking epic, I want Baloo to give it its glory. Blue, read show notes. Give it its glory. Give it its peace.
And this is on God of War. So it's the highest. Basically, it's just going to be a short one.
Yeah, sure.
It is. It's the highest rated PS4 exclusive video game of this generation. What more can you say? That's incredible.
Yes,
that's it. That's what we were looking for. We wanted the culmination of all of the things that we've enjoyed being poured into a mold, and they got it right.
Yep. Go ahead, Saul.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's it. That's it. I don't know. I actually forgot what I was saying.
You'll get it back. We'll talk and you'll get it back. But I wanted
I got a question.
I wanted people to know what it is. What's going on?
I don't know who's going to give me a PlayStation. So I can get the game.
We'll start
aren't you the baller? Aren't you the baller alert? What the hell?
Hey, wait, Blue. How much is that bed you bought?
6 figures? What the hell?
You could have had about 18 PS4 Pros with that.
That is true.
You could have been.
But it's because of that bed I can't get a PS Pro.
Yeah, I can't sleep on PS4s, man.
One thing I can tell you, I think it was on Fat Kids Blue, or Fat Heads. I don't know. It's a site or whatever for deals. But anyways, I think they had that God of War edition going for like $360 or $349.
Yeah, Target supposedly has a good deal right now for the regular PS4 Pro, where you can get it for $350.
I do have a Target card. I'm
gonna tell you guys, I'm not one who is like Xbox, PS4. I love everything. So I'm going to play what it is. I'll play whatever is capable be played on whichever system. I'm going to play on its best system. Meaning if it's between the PS4 and the Xbox, whichever one looks the best, that's the one I'm going to play it on. Better frame rate, better visuals, I'm playing on that one. So I'm not hating it at all. But I'm going to tell you, if you're an Xbox fanboy, you need to go ahead and cheat.
Oh.
You need to go ahead and have that extramarital affair with Sony.
Ooh.
You need to grab a PS4, grab the God of War title, and you will be in bliss.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say it no more. And again, we're talking about who's killing the game is Sony when it comes to first party titles. I can say that 110%. Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man, which hasn't even came out yet, God of War, greatest titles ever been released in the last 10 years, this decade, going into 2020. I can honestly say first party. Now, again, doesn't mean that, you know, there's more, what me and Sol always say, there's more third party titles than there are first party titles. That's just the way it goes. Horizon's next game probably won't come out until PS5 comes out, which will be either next year, which I don't think will happen, or it'll be 2020. Meaning I don't think that Horizon Zero Dawn is that. I think it's a little bit further out than 2019. But I'm telling you guys, if you are a true gamer, if you're about that gaming life, I've been gaming for over 35 years. I'm not telling you my age, but I'm going to tell you, God of War is a culmination throughout all these years of the title that I've been looking for. Is it perfect? Perfect? It's damn near perfect. They're small little hitches, and they're not even hitches because if I'm getting beat down, I need some water, I'm actually have to bend down and get the water, then drink it. There's emotions that are attached to that. And I know video gamers don't like those type of those frame rates because they have to bend down, grab something, whatever, and be like, okay, now I'm healed, and they, you know, they're getting hit or whatever. Like, why couldn't I just, you know, go buy it or whatever, and then I just absorbed it in my body somehow, you know, and so I can keep it moving or whatever because so much fast-paced action coming at you. Well, that's why you have put it on easy, put it on medium, put it on hard, put it on. You have adjustments you can make. You have blocks, you have stun effects. You could also
have Atreus throw you your health packs.
You can do that. There are so much in this game that you can do. So, but what I'm telling you, you need to get the game. If you're about that life, I know you're broke. But at the end of the day,
Jesus.
Well, that's why he's broke gamer. He balls on a budget.
I don't even feel like that's an insult.
That was definitely not an insult. He budget. Right. I don't want to call him a budget gamer. I mean, he you know, when it comes to stuff, he's strategic. He's strategic.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know,
I like to really snipe out prices. Like I waited for a memory card to come down by $20 before I bought it on Amazon, and I just got it in today.
Yeah, he's on my homie list or whatever because if the PS5 comes out in 2019, he's probably be the caretaker of my PS4 Pro. So he's on that list.
Nice.
But even though he's balling on the budget,
this is
what's that?
Balling on the budget, and they're even trickling us down to college. Bro Gamer, you kind of shot us this lead earlier in the week. We're talking about Ohio University is offering Fortnite esports scholarships. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah. So Ashland University in Ohio is offering scholarships up to $4,000 for qualified esport competitors. Nice. That's awesome.
It's becoming a thing, guys. Yeah. I mean, there's those NBA teams that play 2K. You know, you've got your league teams. There's professional training camps for esports coming out of Korea. They've been doing that for StarCraft for years now. It's a thing. It's turning into something.
Okay. Well, again, man, this has been a great show. Fantastic. You EA esports gamers out there, you need to go ahead and hit that up.
I already started practicing my Fortnite skills.
Okay, well,
yeah, try to get it together. Get it together, man.
I've not really played Fortnite, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna go back to it once everything dies down and there's a little lull. I'm gonna go back and try it again. Try it; it's free.
Oh,
that was a little, you know. It's free.
Epic Games send Priest some free stuff because he just plugged it.
Well, yeah, but no, I'm good. They're like, well, it's already free, Priest. So,
here you go.
Exactly. But no, it's all good. But no, great show, guys. Again, I cannot stress how amazing God of War is. Again, the review is coming. We want to take our time with it, but hey.
I'm gonna see if I can go talk to my wife and say, honey, I need this for show research for our podcast.
If she sees that game. And again, it's a tax write-off. If she sees that game, and she's gonna be like, she's gonna sit back and watch the story, just like
people want to watch this story. It's so good. I'm just gonna drop in a quick anecdote. I was watching the stream on my phone, and then real quick, my girlfriend was watching it too, and I switched over to answer some messages, and she's all like, "Whoa, I was watching that," and so she started watching it on her phone. And I'm like, my girlfriend barely ever gets into the story, so watching her do that, I was like, "Oh, I guess this is one to watch, guys."
Oh yeah, because she was commenting too. I was like, "Who's that? Is that a new person or whatever?" She's like, "No, I'm ETR fam or whatever." She was watching it, she was loving it. So man, again, this game is stunning visually. Everything is great about it. Get it. Love it. Enjoy life. Don't be a hater on either side. Go do it. We're out. Peace.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to Ether Gamer Radio. Thanks for listening to Ether Gamer Radio. Check us out on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, any place that hosts podcasts. Hit us up. E-G